Just I could find it. It's on the back.
You get signs, and all of a sudden there you are, and you doubt your path, and then you get another sign that says, "No, this is the right path." Like,
Yes, that's
wow.
exactly what happened. It was like, oh, she's so much fun.
Okay, is that
I
better?
was like, okay. And then it was like,
Yeah.
and I didn't
Okay. We figured
that just another song?
Four times in one day.
No.
I was like,
Wow.
I'm gonna take it that I need to talk
So I
to
think
her.
that's we're on good to go. And I've
Yeah.
got all right.
And the best thing that I love about her whole style is, oh, you do you. So regardless of like your Catholic upbringing or Jewish upbringing or whatever, you can incorporate or not, or but it's what's inside your
Is
soul.
Carla
Find out where
online?
your magic is.
It's like Carla
Yes,
is online.
that's
Okay. Hey.
because I'm not like everybody.
No, the way you want to pull corners is not the way I want to do it, and that's why it's so
Her name
amazing.
is Carla.
Is there?
I knew it was a C.
She's into the camera.
But we're gonna.
Oh,
we're gonna do
congratulations, Carla, for winning! That's awesome! Yay! Go, Carla. Go, Carla. Love it.
You're terrible. All right.
I'm a hand.
Yes, you are.
Oh, is there a way we can turn off
And it's interesting that so Zach
no?
was here, and then he's
People were
he
asking
moved to
on YouTube
California.
if there was a way.
And so I'm originally from California,
And out.
and when I first met Taren, and
The
we did different
the
things.
beepers.
Anyway, I can't tell you all that stuff. On camera, I was like, what? But it's really cool that she got to go to the other side of the world and experience something different and bring it all back. I mean, this is the crossroads of witchcraft.
Yeah, I really like the new one.
Oh, I just use it as a reference, but there's something I want to look up. I got my copies for easy for me to understand.
Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Yes.
Some people I'm
Okay, good
like,
to go.
I understand. It's
Yeah, I'm not into the history or the whole deep and the resources, and she'll cite her resources. She gives everybody credit. She takes it from someplace else, but it's definitely you do you.
It's very, recipes are easy to, I see some people, I'm like, I'm looking for this in this book and I can't find it. And it's very frustrating, looking for something and can't find it because it's not where you thought it would be in that section of the book. And you're not spoken for. And all hers are right there,
Cool.
where they need to be.
There you go.
So,
Your brains are in the same pattern. I thought maybe she needed me.
Okay.
Is that my
So
phone?
we're gonna do the winner announcement again, and we're gonna more people. We did it a couple minutes
Do I have
before the
lipstick
official
on?
start.
Is my lipstick still on?
I mean, it's
No, thank you.
red wine color. Red wine counts as lipstick, right?
No, not when you're on camera. I hate. That's why I like when we do the Zoom calls. I'm like,
Oh well, fine.
yeah, you need lipstick. You need makeup. That's what Taryn was doing a horse video, and I was telling her you need makeup.
Behind the scenes action, okay?
Oh shoot.
Hello, witches. I'm in Florence, South Carolina, and so excited to be here at Nico's World Botanica. This is absolutely wonderful. And one of the first things that I get to do today is announce a winner. One of the most best things to ever do is to tell Carla Pelcha, am I saying her name right? Carla, I done put it on the comment you left me with my email, so you can contact me. But Carla won our giveaway.
Yay!
And everybody, yay, Carla from the House of Witchcraft. You will see that you get a choice of one of our t-shirts, one of our coffee cups, or one of the journals. Please send me an email. I am just too tickled we got to do this. I am still amazed, witches, that we have got the subscribers we do. I am so grateful for each and every one of you out there. You have made me a better witch with all of the wonderful comments you leave me. They give me inspiration. And there are times when I'm drinking my morning coffee, I read those comments, and y'all just don't know how bright of a day I have. And I want to say thank you. Thank y'all so much for the support that this channel has gotten in the past year and a half and the growth that we've had. And I want y'all to know for the coming year, 2021, we have got so many amazing things planned here at the House of Witchcraft. We are trying to open up our doors so that you witches that want to lean in and learn more about Crossroads Witchcraft, you want to learn more about the Conjuring Witches and what we do, we are working hard to make that available for all of you. Today here at the shop, we've got a couple of witches that I'm hoping I can get to stop by and chat with us for a minute or two. And if you have a question or a comment you would like to leave as we're running live, there's these comments over here that I can't read because I don't have my glasses on. But I'm going to go find my glasses, and then I'm going to read your comments and your questions, and I'm going to answer them. Where's my glasses at?
In your bag, down below.
Ah, there they are, right up on the drum. Thank y'all so much. Who wants to be the first witch to come sit with me? Can you read those?
All right, I'll do it.
Is that Kay? Okay, hello. I'm so happy to see you here. Now that I have my glasses on, they have me all technology. For you House of Witchcraft folks, you know this is Andrea. Can you take your mask off in this little moment?
I don't have any lipstick on.
Oh, well.
You got to forgive me.
Y'all hear what she's worried about is putting on her lipstick. That's where it's at. And everything.
My beads are being blessed. My necklace is out being blessed. So anyway, I got cool earrings on. Anyway.
Okay. And Andrea and I have been friends for
16, 17 years.
That long now, which is we've been standing in a circle that long together as well. And this is where I talk about it's community, because it's the support of our other witch folk, and which make a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I just look back and think about all the support I've gotten from you over the years. You guys have always just been so good. And all my creative ideas, my crackpot ideas, which, as y'all know, I come up with some good stuff.
Here, stand on this X. Let me see what happens.
Yeah. That's a good story to tell. When we were in Ireland, we were at Cabra Castle.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Cabra Castle in Ireland, and I convinced Andrea to run across the roof and then go up this ladder and onto the turret, the tower, while I ran around the front of the castle and then walked nonchalant. And then I started taking pictures. And she got these great pictures of you standing up on this tower. It was too perfect. It was funny as all get out. But it's our community and really leaning in and becoming an active part of it.
And this virtual realm has been amazing because now we live on different coastlines and we're still able to stand in circle. It's just so wonderful.
Absolutely, and it's so important, which is for a lot of you out there right now. No, we don't have these gatherings, our festivals. We don't have our public sabbats and things going on. But what we do have is virtual spaces, Zoom. We've learned to use really well, is what I'm going to say. But we are leaning into the world as it is now.
Right. And making it work.
And that's what we all have to do. All right. You want to be involved in stuff, get up online and find out what's going on. And I know that that first button, when you first press it, and you're like, oh, will these people like me? Will these people like me? I can almost guarantee they'll like you.
At least they'll accept you.
Yeah.
They accept everybody as you are.
Yes. And that's what's so important in the community is that the openness and inclusion, and do we have any comments? I don't have my glasses, so I have to, y'all witches know I gotta get my glasses on so I can
Looks
look.
like everyone so far just saying hello and thank you for doing your thing. Thank you for being awesome so far. I don't see a question just yet though.
All right,
If you have
witches, I
questions-
see Kay's on there.
Ask if there's any.
And I'm like, Kay, here is an opportunity to ask me a question, to ask Andrea, or even if you want to ask Papa Nico, we'll
Right,
go
we're in this
find
awesome
him.
shop. Yeah.
And we're in this shop. If you want to ask a question, now's the time, witches. Anybody watching, ask the question. Ask the witch. Ask the high priestess. Ask the witch friend.
And this is the place where you created this book.
Yeah, that's this. I was telling the story earlier with hoodoo in the Psalms, and which is all based within the workings, the magical workings that are within the Psalms, and the years that I spent. And actually, let's talk about on that stool back there is where I sat and wrote hoodoo in the Psalms, and with Papa encouraging me. With the clientele, the folks that came in here encouraged me.
Right.
I just had such a community around me of good folks, and was so blessed with that. And I was able to create Hoodoo in the Psalms, and y'all know. All right, we've also got the Dedicated Handbook. If you're looking into wanting to join a coven, and you're like, what do covens do? What do I need to do? Guess what? Here's the book. And this book is also designed for solitaire witches, for you wanting to go through a year and a day, just like your coven counterpart would. You can do it at home. You can do your year and a day. You can go through it, all right? And of course, we have the House of Witchcraft virtual spaces, so you can come lean into us. And then one of my favorite books, which is this wonderful little Bag Your Mojo book. If you are into making mojo bags and things like that, this has got some of my best recipes in it. I love my mojo bags. I was telling one of the witches earlier, I have like a mojo bag in my suitcase. I have a mojo bag in my purse. I have a mojo bag in my car. I have a mojo bag in my underwear drawer.
Yep, that's where I have mine.
It's a powerful place to put one
That's
because you're
right.
putting it up against your intimates and then you wear them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is. People don't realize that. And of course, where are we at? Oh, and of course, if you are into Crossroads Witchcraft, you're wanting to learn about my tradition, our tradition, the House of Witchcraft, we are Crossroads Witches. We recognize both the dark and the light in the world, and that magic is global. And it is up for us to walk through it with honor, reverence, and respect. And the last book that I have that you guys, of course, my newest book out is a guide to the Witches' Season of the Dead. We just went through our Season of the Dead in October. This is a great book for going through that season, especially for you new witches out there. Got lots of hints in here to help you through, guide you with talking to the dead, guide you with contact and spirit and ancestral realm folk. And like, again, honor, reverence, and respect. This is the book that has all the wonderful little information in it without having to read 500 pages. I skimmed it down to just the good parts.
There you go.
You know, all the parts that you highlight and everything else. All right, witches, I'm waiting for that question. I know one of you out there, please ask me a question.
We have a couple coming in now.
All right.
We have Miss Taren and Papa Nico.
All right, while they're doing that phone thing, one of the things I want to say about the Dedicated Handbook is it also does a lot about the you do you boo. So like as a solitaire, before I knew Taren, this was really helpful, and it helped. You can even look at like where your community is and what is going on in your world. And it's got some questions in here that's just like self-thinking. I found it to be very personally healing book. And for me, because I didn't, it was not about a coven, it was just about myself. And I found that really helpful.
I almost mistitled the book
Oh, yeah.
because really it is that first year of healing, the first year of understanding your magics within. You
And
know?
finding it.
And yeah,
Finding it, feeling it, what feels. I found it so beneficial.
And
Even though I've been practicing for a while.
that's
Still
what
found it.
right, it is. It's a really good book for solitaires, but it is structured for coven. And I think a lot of solitaires, they still want to know what the covens are doing. You know, what am I doing compared to what they're doing? And this gives you an insight into what's going on. And then you can take that and put it in your private practice.
Right.
You know, and you also know when you're doing some of these things that there's other witches too doing those same things. And I was like, I often talk, you're never alone under a full moon. For in that instance, all around the world, other witches are standing under that moon with you. All right, we are spiritual folk. We never walk alone. We choose to be solitary.
I've even put chairs in my circle space and said, oh, here's so-and-so, puts people in there.
Yeah, you spiritual folk, you can have a whole thing. All right, we got questions. I'm too excited. We got questions.
So Kay Ferrer wants to know, what do you and Papa Nico recommend for anxiety and agitation? What could one do?
Oh, you want?
Let me
We
go
don't
find
have.
Papa.
Yeah, go find Papa, and we'll ask him that question. My first thought, of course, is to drink a good cup of herbal calming tea.
And Emily wants to know if they have your books available for sale here.
Yes.
She has already got the Crossroads Witchcraft with me, and she loves it.
Oh, how sweet! Oh my goodness, what a compliment! Isn't that the nicest thing ever?
And Cosmic Coven wants to know, do we practice much cosmic witchcraft? If so, what? Do you have a personal favorite planet to work with? The astrological influence.
Oh, yeah, I reference that as star witches. Our astrology, astronomy, astrology. With it, personally, no and yes. It's one of those where it's just, sometimes I'm really all up in where the planetary movements are, what house things are in, and other times I don't feel that vibe. It's not a consistent in my practice, but I strongly recommend that all witches need to lean into that energy and at least have some awareness of it. Did we get Papa? Oh, we got Carissa. Carissa's going to come and answer questions with me. Thank you for asking me that question. That was Cosmic Coven.
Yeah.
I love that, Cosmic Coven.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful.
Doesn't it though? It sounds like a happy place to be.
And Ask One to Be One wants to know how to find a deity or guardian angel that can assist them in learning. How to find like a patron spirit to work with.
What are your suggestions?
So for me, I just kind of let things come to me. I'm very go with the flow. So maybe if you're looking for something specific, meditate on that. Burn some incense related to that. Just kind of get in your head space, relax, and try and channel what you want to happen and what you want to work with, and they'll come to you. That's always been my experience. Most of them are just kind of like surprise. And I'm like, yeah, I was working. Can we not right now? No, you have to choose between these two things. What things? These right here. Okay, I choose that one. Okay, you're stuck with this for life. Oh, okay.
I want to say, you're going to have many different seasons with many different aspects of divinity, which is a really polite way of saying you're going to be friends with lots of gods and goddesses. Just be patient, first of all. Typically, if we look at patron type gods and goddesses, entities, we don't get to choose them. They come to us. They come to us a lot of times through dreams.
Oh yeah.
They come through us through repetitive items, pictures or something, where you'll keep seeing a picture, and then you go to a friend's house and there's the picture, and then you go to the restaurant, and there it is again. It's like you can't get away from it if you try to. All right. I recently had another witch, which is starting to develop a relationship with Kuan Yin.
Oh, I love her.
But it all started out where, like, she saw a calendar of Kuan Yin at a friend's house, and then she went to a shop and they had a whole shelf of Kuan Yin statues. All right, and then she went, someplace else, and there was this other thing, and it was like she couldn't get away from her. And that was when she called me, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Sweetie, she's knocking on your door. She's obviously she wants a relationship, or even she may not have that. She just may have a message." All right, because when it's not a season, is not a year and a day or anything. It can be a couple of months to a whole lifetime. All right, and you may have a short season with one entity, deity, god, goddess, Portia, Loa, whatever words we're going to use here, but you may have that for a couple of years, and then you start to lose the connection. But at that same time, the door is opening for another aspect to come in. I mean, I've been so blessed to say I've had relationships with a lot of gods and goddesses over the years, where I've had a year or two where I was all up into this, and then the next, 7 years I'm into this.
I'm so sorry.
And
I'm aware.
don't try.
I know how to
That's I think our takeaway.
Yeah, honestly.
I think between Carissa and I, we both agree, don't try. Just let it happen. If you say it out loud, it will start to happen. Yeah? Perfect. Next question.
Our winner from the contest says the book is great and Dragon Mojo. And Sonja Youngs would like us to talk a little bit about Christian witches.
Oh, Sonia. Yeah, Sonia, the Christian witches. Actually, here at the Botanic in the South, it's very common. You'll see around us and behind us candles, candles and things like that. Of course, working within the Psalms and Proverbs is something that is done in voodoo by all of us. I'm a goddess-loving witch, and I'll still tell you how powerful the Psalms are.
Oh yeah.
Oh, book titles. Voodoo in the Psalms. All right. And that's what's talking. This is recognizing the fact, first of all, that the Psalms predate Christianity by 1,800 years. All right. The Psalms themselves, 73 of them are attributed to King David. All right. We have 150 remaining. We do know there was actually thousands of psalms. We know it because within scripture it references the thousands of psalms. But unfortunately, through history, we've been left with 150 of them. And not only was King Saul or King David the founder of the Jewish religion, the father of, also understand that is where the beginning of ceremonial magic sat.
Yep. Oh, I forgot about
Right
that.
in that cuspice of creation is where ceremonial magic starts. Because his son is King Solomon. All right, and which is where we get the seals of Solomon from.
I always
Okay?
say seals for some reason.
We can have the seals of Solomon.
Okay.
Actually, we get the seals of David is where David has the.
Oh.
He's
Just
the
add
one with
water.
the
That one is
deal
good. It's good
with
for
seals,
you.
but Solomon has seals
Good
as
for
well.
cozy.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
so nice.
And this is the
I'm
beginning
drinking
of
it nice and
ceremonial magic. It's all happening right at the
Don't
beginning
buy
of
this
this
one.
and everything.
Buy the one
And
that you
early
don't have.
Christianity, and this is where Sonia, you had
Buy the
asked
one
me
that's
about
Oh, yeah.
Christian
Add water.
witches. Early Christianity was a mystic
This
spiritual
one is too complicated. That's
experience.
why
It was not a religion at that point.
That's too
All
much.
right.
This one you
And
have to
it was
wait.
about the
So it's
mystical
8 hours.
experience of
And we don't have
divinity.
to. Only people who know
Okay.
about it.
So the Psalms
This is the only one left.
were spells, incantations, workings as a way of connecting to divinity. And the Psalms are songs, and which were actually played with music, accompanied them, and there was like a chorus part they would sing, and it was about raising that energy. You say some of the Psalms, some of the verses, you start repeating them, and you'll start bringing up some energy, and also you're bringing up the energy of all of that history.
Yeah.
You know, so it is very powerful. And
Pineapple?
okay,
You want?
I got off
Or you
subject.
can get it plain. Me, I like the plain one.
What does hoodoo have to do with the Psalms? Hoodoo is the very first seed of hoodoo is Africa. When the African slaves came over and brought their magic, got blended into the land.
This company,
And it also
I
got
love.
blended into the European folk magic, which was brought over by the
This job will
colonials.
let you.
All right, in the end, it's a funky,
You just
funky
take one spoon and put it in
gumbo.
hot water
But
and
the basis
stir
of
it and drink
hoodoo
it
has
like.
always had either a
And
Protestant
if
or a
you wanna
Catholic
add some
underline to
lime,
it,
whatever you wanna add.
Catholicism. If you look within the voodoo Haitian traditions, they used Catholicism to keep their beliefs alive. And so from Haiti, Dominican Republic, from Trinidad, from the island of Bequia, where my friend lives in the Caribbean, is where Catholicism was blended. And then that was brought here to our shores of America, where we continued the blending of. So I think I answered that one good.
And then speaking of oceans and travel, Raina K wants to know, is there any witches in our coven that practice sea witchcraft? If so, how do you practice if you are landlocked?
Oh, that's hard if you're landlocked.
Yeah.
I know a sea witch.
I do some working with the ocean.
But he goes out on a full moon with his boat
I didn't ask you.
and goes in the ocean and rows around. I know a real sea witch. I know somebody who really does these things.
Getting drunk.
If you're landlocked, you're going to have to deal with the energy and the representations of water and ocean.
You know we have to make jokes.
All right, and make a point through the year. You're going to have to save your money, sweetie. You need to go stand up in that water at least once a year and just pull all that energy into you. Get you your jar of sand, your jar of water, and take it home for the
Once you
year.
taste it, you're gonna know.
All right, no difference than when I go to a graveyard and I harvest dirt and I'll use it
What
for
about
the year. It does reach a point where there's no energy left and I need to go back. I say the same thing with water.
Yeah.
You've got to feed it. And so you want to have very watery representations around you. And you need to have go into the ocean savings account where once a year you make that point of going and standing up in the water. You know, and I would also recommend doing it during either a solstice or an equinox if you're going to make that journey so that you can really bring those energies in. All right.
So Nico, whenever you're ready, she's
Christian witchcraft.
Sure.
You know, how do you navigate not wanting practicing witchcraft and not letting people in your church know that you're doing some magic? I know you got some good stories about that.
I would say, well, first you take your you take your high John root and you put it in your purse and wait until most of the congregation's leaving and you go up to the altar and take it out real quick and bless it and put it back in your purse. I've seen the little church ladies do that.
Oh,
I have seen this for real. You're like, you do it on the down low. You're doing a little something. You've learned as far as doing the magic. I'm like, prayer is magic. And so there isn't a difference. You don't have to separate the two. You know, it's another expression of divinity. I have no problem sitting in a sanctuary and praying to God, even as a goddess-loving witch.
Yeah.
It's another aspect of divinity. It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so I don't worry about some of the little details.
I never had that problem before.
You know, and as far as keeping it on the down low, like I said, you just get creative is what you do. And you learn how to talk about, you know, blessings. I have blessings. I got to go home and do some prayers tonight. All right? If I'm telling you I'm doing prayers, you know what I'm doing. But you learn to sort of talking code.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sonia, so much for your question.
Thank you. Carissa?
Oh, hey! Is that Anthony? Is that you on there?
Is it Anthony?
Is that, oh, we have Papa Nico has joined us. What was the question to Papa and I?
Welcome. Good afternoon. How you doing?
I am doing really well. We're
Good.
taking questions. We have these
It's good to have you here at
I
Nico World.
know.
It's my pleasure.
Y'all just don't know how much I missed him. I
Yes.
really do. And the energies of the shop. There, good spiritual energy. You feed your altars. It feels
Thank you.
good.
Good.
You know, it's when you walk in, when you know you're standing in the real thing.
I'll give up my chair.
And I just can't enough with, I come back to the shop and I just take that deep breath. And we have a witch. Was it Kay who asked us this?
I have a client one time, who came in here and with a headache. But right before, he spent about 5 minutes. And later he told me, wow, my headache is gone. I feel so light.
Just coming in the shop.
Yes.
When you're in spiritual space.
Yes.
It really does
It's magic.
make a big difference. That is why it is so, people are like, oh, I'm a witch. What does that mean?
For those who never been here before, you should encourage them to come visit the place.
Y'all heard them.
And if you're looking for the right place to remove all the negativity and have a good time in your path,
We
come
have,
visit us.
but unfortunately, whatever the powers that be, I'm not going to go into deep state stuff here, witches, but y'all know we have lost so many of our Botanica real magical shops.
Yeah.
Where the cities.
The original is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, I hate to say that, everybody's become fake.
Sort of, yeah. Everything's touristy.
Yeah.
And we don't have those great little botanicas.
The authentic herbs, authentic powder, everything is gone, Even back in Haiti, they will give you whatever they want, which is a bootleg herb.
Right.
Bootleg herb.
And so you would come to the Botanica, where it's in Florence, South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
and come and sit for the afternoon and chat with Papa. And we did have one of the witches ask us a question, Papa.
Okay.
And the question was,
How to deal with anxiety and agitation.
Well, you can do a little bit of meditation, but first you need to cleanse the area. Get some Palo Santo and burn some sage and clean the environment where you are.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, a lot of times if you're anxious or if you're feeling a little depressed or sad, first thing you need to do is clean your corners out.
That's right.
You have clutter in your corners and energy cannot flow through clutter.
And do the old time feng shui.
Oh,
Change things around in your place,
where you do feng shui and move your furniture around, change the energy up. I
Sure,
love
yes,
that.
yes.
And then, of course, we're going to tell you spiritual bath.
Mhm.
All right. you need to get the funk off the bottom of your feet. When we go out into the big world, we go out there and whatnot, you are around so much negativity. All right? You've got to self-care, and the biggest self-care is a spiritual cleansing bath. What do you recommend for ingredients for a do-it-yourself at home bath?
Well, for do it yourself at home, especially now we go into a darker moon and coming to 2021, things gonna be more chaos. If you thought that 2020 was worse, no. 2021 is gonna be worse for bad energy. So you need to keep yourself in nice, way, So what you encourage them, first you get fresh rosemary, some fresh basil, some fresh sage, and some fresh thymes. And you will add 3 drops of Florida water and some sea salt, the real sea salt. And then you can cut 5 pieces of limes, green limes, chop them, and then squeeze them and then rub them all over your body. And you remove all the negative.
Did you guys get that? You better be writing it down. All right. And actually, citruses, there's also another working.
Yeah.
We use the lemon for uncrossing because what citrus, limes, and lemons will neutralize or help remove negative
Or if
energy.
they want to, they can get a gallon of milk. A goat milk is much better than cow milk. You get a gallon and get 7 limes with 7 pennies. Drop them and mix them and squeeze them and then sit on the tub and rub them all over. Then after you finish, collect all the water and go dump it in the corner where you live. Give it to the spirit of 4 corners.
Ooh, I like this working. This is a good one.
Yes.
I love the ingredients.
Yes, the ingredients are powerful.
And everything.
This to remove all the negative.
Yes.
Then after 3 days, then you can take your good luck bath.
That's where it's very common to do 2 baths, or remove the bath and then attract the bath.
Yes.
If you want to attract prosperity, you want to attract
Yeah.
wealth and health. But you got to do the first bath to get all the ick off.
Yeah. But the first bath, you definitely need a black candle.
Yes.
Light a black candle for the first bath. And the second bath, you do a yellow candle.
Perfect. Like I said, I hope y'all witches wrote this down. And especially we're coming right into, this is the new year. This is a time to be doing all these spiritual baths. All right, setting yourself up for the coming year. And like Papa was saying also, this coming year is going to be a little chaotic. So you need to be working your protection magic. You make sure that your talismans are charged. If you have any protection talismans, now's the time to bring them out and charge them up. All right. Okay, next question.
No questions yet, but Anthony did say that yes, that was specific.
So I knew who you were, Anthony. I thought he's got like several different handles, and I thought that was his on YouTube.
What's his other one? Is it Scorpio Witch?
Yes, something like that. And I'm so happy. All right, witches, you've got both Papa Nico and you got me sitting right here. Here's the time to ask us the questions. All right.
They are vigorously copying down everything we said about ritual bath into the comments. So they can refer back over there. Thank you.
I was like, I will also make sure I have the notes down and you can go back and watch it later for it and everything. And we had, while we're waiting for questions, wait a second here, I have questions for Papa Nico that I asked the other witches.
Okay.
All right, Papa Nico, what do people buy in your shop the most of? What's the most popular thing people buy in the shop?
There's so many,
I know, but
but
this
the
is
most
what's
popular is sage, white sage.
white. See, I thought it would have been candles.
Yeah, but I'm saying the most
But
thing
the
that they really
most
need.
is-
But candle is a necessity.
Yeah,
But definitely they will buy candle. But things that you'd expect them to buy more,
right.
it's sage.
Sage.
For especially this year,
Right.
because I get a lot of the sage keep going.
Oh wow. See, I thought you were gonna tell me candles.
Well, candle they automatically they need it.
So it don't matter. That's what
But
they're here for.
the sage is very popular for this year.
Okay. All right. Next question for Papa. He does these wonderful formulas and blends.
Oh yes, yes.
And
We call it Formula 47. That's on behalf of Psalm 47. And I'm very excited about that Psalm 47. That's a lucky number.
Right.
And so this is why I name it Formula 47. It's a 21 herbal oil with special thing that I put, which I don't want to say.
He's not going to tell us. That's why
It's very good.
It's a yes. It's
And
a secret
I sell that a
thing.
lot.
I know you sell it all.
Oh, yes.
It
yes.
sells all.
I have people everywhere, New Jersey, New York, California. They keep ordering it. As a matter of fact, I have one person for 20 years. She been with me. Every month she come and she called for an order.
And she calls and gets the
Yeah,
formula.
and refill. We do.
It is a formula for prosperity, for health.
Yeah,
for
whatever
wealth.
you wish to, you want that formula for. You write to me. You say, I want it for love. I want it for job. Whatever you want it for, and I will prepare it for you the way you want it. But definitely, I need to work it with your name, date of birth, or if you can give me the time you were born, then it'd be more better and strong because I have to go to all the cosmic, the time of the genie, the way you're born, to create that formula.
I'm not. And if any of you are interested in Papa's formula, you can contact him here directly at the shop. You have to call the shop. Do not email the shop.
Well, actually, I'll interrupt real quick. We have a question about etiquette in the Botanica. How do we know we are showing the utmost respect for the magical practitioner and spirits?
What do you mean?
How folks supposed to act when they come in the Botanica?
Well, just like you, the same respect you will give a church if you go to a church. The minute you walk in, you have to honor, you have to respect the place because there's a spiritual place. You know? As a matter of fact, I will say the same way you go to a cemetery. Before you go, you ask permission to do whatever ritual you're going to do in the cemetery. You have to ask Papa Legba permission to do whatever you want to do. So that's the same way when you come in. Everybody come in, they always greet all the spiritual deities, the goddess, everything. It's good. I have no problem with that. People.
I'm like, and you can ask questions when you come in. If you've never been to a Botanica and it's your...
The phone number is 843-662-6426. 843-662-6426. And I will take call until 7 p.m.
And don't email him because he doesn't answer his emails.
Well, it's not that. It's just like I am so busy. I don't have nobody's secretary right now to do those kind of stuff. I'm all of the above. I have to do everything.
Anybody looking for a job as a secretary, you can apply here as well. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Now, for what were we talking about before he interrupted us? I forgot. Do you remember?
Protocol for whenever you're in the
I was saying when you come, you can walk in the door and say, "I've never been before." and ask the people to help you. All right. They're happy when you come. They're excited when they see folks coming in, new people. We want to show you our altars. We want to educate or teach you how to do it with honor, reverence, and respect. All right. The 7 African powers are here for everybody.
That's right. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what your color is.
Doesn't matter what your faith you have. Yeah.
And your faith.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yes.
matter. We have all kinds.
Yes.
People, you know.
Absolutely. And so come, the people here are nice.
You know what's so funny? The other day, I have a gentleman who came here to get some candle, and he asked me a question that was so funny. He said, "Is it all right if I believe in God?" I just laugh because everything you gotta have the Father, no matter what you do.
Yes, Botanica is a very spiritual place
Yeah.
that is connected to.
They feel like you don't
divine.
believe in God, when you're doing this kind of magic. No, it's not true.
You tell them, no, I believe in all of them.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I believe in all the gods and goddesses, and that they're all part of the bigger one. We're all part of everything. And yes, you can come in here.
But the problem is that it's a lack of knowledge. It's not their fault.
Yeah, and unfortunately, some of those church pastors try to tell folks not to come up here too.
Yes, they do that. But
Because they want to try to keep them.
I have a lot of them come back and they don't listen to them. They come when they really
Right.
they need the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Then-
And so you got to be careful with that. Where you're getting your guidance from. Those folks may not be looking for your best interest. They're looking for their best interest, and they're telling you to stay away from the Botanica. They don't want you doing magic on
Yeah.
them. That's why they don't want you up here, is because they're afraid that you'll be doing something. Okay, what's our next question?
We asked about most popular ritual objects, what's the most popular spell? For a spell that you have or working.
What's the most popular working that you got to do here?
Oh, we do all kinds. We do
That's
love
right.
potion. We do court case. We do banishing. We do all kinds. It depends. There's a long list.
I would say there really isn't a most popular.
Yeah, there's none because everybody needs something. But the more that I have is more relationship. I get that a lot, especially
Relationship all the time.
yeah, relationship.
And that's
More.
why Taren stopped doing workings for her right there. I'm like,
If you want to get a percentage, the relationship is higher than any.
That is just,
So now,
it's just too many energies coming together, and ain't nobody telling you the truth, and you got to listen to spirit folk to figure out what's going on for real, and then you have to put it all together, and it can take months. It is hard to do some relationship workings. They are not easy. All right, next question.
Oh, someone just joined. They want to know what's the name of the shop and where are we at?
Oh, we are in Florence, South Carolina, at Nico World with Papa Nico. We are doing a live feed this afternoon, and we are just discussing whatever comes to mind and asking all of our viewers, our folks out there, to ask us a question. What do you want to know about from a Haitian voodoo priest? What do you want to know about from a Southern Botanica? What do you want to know about from a witchcraft high priestess? You have a perfect trifecta sitting in front of you. Now's the time to ask us. We are here answering them.
Well, I have a question for y'all. Since we're just talking about relationships.
Sure.
What are your guys' takes on love spells? Like, why do they work? Why do they not work? How should they be done? What's your thoughts?
Some of the neo-pagans don't think that you should do love spells on other people because it's against their consent.
well, I respect that. Which everyone has their own mind. If they don't want to do it, that's But for those who believe they need help, sometimes you need to do something to prevent that your relationship become chaos. You can do something to prevent it, because if you go to Oshun, you got one of the 7 African power, Oshun. It will protect your relationship all the time.
Well, that's where people only come to the botanical when it's bad.
Only bad, yes. They don't do prevention. You gotta
And-
prevent it.
And right, not understanding that you need to be doing more when it's good.
Most of them only come when they need help. It's just like a hospital. You need to keep coming and buy a candle and thanks the spirit for helping me all year round. Not only when you need help. You can light a candle. If you become spiritual, don't become fake.
That's
the problem. A lot of people fake. That's the problem about it. So therefore, you need to thank the spirit all the time, all year round.
You should be asking for 3 times as many or saying thank you 3 times as much as you're asking.
That's true.
If all you're doing is asking at your altar, odds there ain't nothing happening. You got to be working those blessings and those thank you and that gratitude. You got to be feeding the altar. And when things are going good is when you need to be coming up to the shop, getting a blessing, prosperity candle, and lighting it, or doing it if you're a do-it-yourselfer.
It's just like I had a client, she come and I did a ritual for her, a money ritual. And she came back and said, "Oh, I won the lottery." But she didn't even come to give $1 to the spirit for thanking. I didn't ask for money, but come buy some cigar or something and bring and thank.
You gotta be careful.
You got to put something on your altar.
If you're
Bring something for the altar, bring some piece of bread or something to the spirit.
If you have a moment where the universe is
They want to receive, but they don't want to give.
right, but what happens is when you do that, where the universe is generous with you and you're not generous back, you're going to find out that lottery money she won don't last too long.
No, it don't last too long.
Things are going to go foul and sideways.
Yeah.
All right, nothing good going to come of it. When you have those moments of generosity, the first thing you should be doing is sharing a little bit of it. Passing it forward. All right, keep it going. Let the universe know you're grateful for what you got. If you take it and just get all stingy and hoarding up on it and me, the universe remembers those things and it comes back around on you. That's what you hear about those people that got that big lottery ticket. Now they live in a single wide trailer. 7 years later.
And then next thing you know, they blame Satan.
Right. And,
Satan didn't do nothing bad to them. they blame the devil.
And it's when we're in a state of gratitude, when we are in a state of giving, is when we receive.
Yeah.
All right. And it is so important to have that balance. We have a couple more folks who have stepped in here. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Papa, for
All right.
joining us.
Thank you.
And everything. And of course, you guys know that if later on you want to get up with Papa and
Yeah, feel free, just like your house.
and Papa's phone number is again
843-662-6426.
and there you go.
Or you can say 843-662-NICO.
Oh, is that how that works?
Is that work?
Okay.
But I never use it, but it's been like that for 25 years.
I didn't know that. You never told me.
I know.
All these years, he's been holding
No,
out on me.
the reason I had one person, instead of put 0, they put O. Instead of put O, they put 0. So they keep making the wrong number. That's why.
So you don't tell people that.
That's why I stop telling you that.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, which is, we're going to have a new
right here.
tough questions. In a cool, dry place out of direct sunlight, and you want them in a nice airtight container. Typically, herbs only last for, on average, about 12 weeks, 3 months. Some herbs have a longer shelf life, and some herbs have a shorter shelf life. When you open up the jar, if you do not get a good fragrant of whatever that fragrance that herb's supposed to smell like, it's probably time to throw it in the bonfire. Every full moon I go through my herbs and we'll pull out the old ones and I just put them in my bonfire, and then I go get new ones. Yay! Perfect. We have what? Perfect. I was like, yes, come sit with me real quick. We're gonna get Zach up here to come sit, although we lost Zach for telling us about questions. But that's
Sure, think of
okay.
something.
And we'll think of something and everything else. All right. So, what are we supposed to talk about?
Well, you and I were talking about like magical jewelry and things like that, and talismans. What talismans are your favorite to rock?
Actually, this is my favorite talisman to rock. It is actually it is a bone, a leg bone of a man.
Ooh, human bone.
I have a human bone, and it's been sealed and stained, and so it's a nice protector. But it actually has a protector spirit in it.
Oh, very cool. Little person.
Yes, it's a little person, and Papa gave it to me probably 20 years ago. And we had somebody come in the shop, and they had these cool things, and they just I think from the island of Trinidad and have been over in Tibet.
Oh wow, it's got all the good vibes in it.
This is all of it, and I put this on, and this is my protector.
Nice.
I don't have a reason. Protectors are the energy you feel. And so you might vibe on a stone, you might vibe on, like from books that I vibe on. Typically don't tell people I have a human bone.
It's a secret for just us, you know?
I've
Just
just
something
told
special for
everybody.
you.
I'm a dark witch. I like that connection to
The spirits of the earth.
the spirits of the earth and the spirit of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he protects me, and it's very important to me. You know, and I also, if you ever, with this necklace, I don't just leave it laying around. It actually has a little pouch that I put in it. If I have it on, I take it off, and it goes in its pouch.
Part of that honor, reverence, and
And I
respect for the
think the
spirit.
thing with spiritual jewelry, magical jewelry, is that if you treat it magical,
It will have its magic for you.
right. And if you just throw it to the side, don't worry about it, throw it over here on top of stuff, yeah, it's gonna have that same energy. You know?
Yeah. It's like if you don't take care of something, why should it take care of you? You gotta balance.
And so the biggest thing with our jewelry is treating it as magical jewelry and making sure that we periodically, whatever moon or whatever energy cycle we vibe on, to do a good cleansing and charging.
Absolutely.
Because I will take this off and put it on, and I put it in a little seashell on the altar, and I'll do my smudge, light incense, say prayers, and I'll leave it there for a couple of days. And just to let it recharge, and you do it when it feels right.
Yeah, that's people will ask me like, you know, like how long should I wear a stone for if you get a new stone? And it's like rock it for however long you feel you need to. I brought like I think like 4 different rings on my trip, and this rutilated quartz is like, nope, you need me. We're just gonna rock the rutilated quartz every day. It's gonna be all good. Put you some selenite at the end of the day. Be nice and cleansed and refreshed in the morning. We're good to go.
And really, when we talk about all the different types of stones and crystals and everything that are out there, and for every magic book, there's a different one. And really, it's about finding the one that you vibe on. All right? And treating it as that.
Do you want to grab Jeremy?
Yes, could you please?
Jeremy, wait.
Are you
You
leaving?
want to hop on camera?
Are you on camera right now?
Yeah, I'm on camera.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna clear the seat for him.
Yeah, all of a sudden in a moment, he's like, I was gonna try to grab one more last witch before we end our session here, witches. But we're gonna, I want, the jewelry, it's a very big thing. These are all blessed periodically. I created them. There's a reason and a rhyme for how many are on my wrist, why I have them there. And it's very personal, you know? And so It's about
Yeah,
finding
not
those
without
pieces
people
that vibe with you. And when you find them, treating them as the magical items, that magical charge that they are. Ooh, you know, he's pouring good wine.
That was the last of the bottle. We have that.
Oh, I'm gonna steal it from him. I was like, Papa spoils me with that good wine.
Yes, that was
And
very
it is so good. I do. I'm just sipping on it and everything.
And it's not even a Thursday, is it?
No, it's Saturday. On Thursdays here at the shop is Spirit Day. And that's when all of the altars are changed out, freshened up, all the candles are replaced. We typically drink a little rum in the shop, play music. It's a celebration. We smoke a couple of cigars too, different altars and things like that, you know, and just more of a spiritual day where you gotta
Gotta
be.
have that family celebration with the ancestors and all the other spirits. Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what it's about. All right, I think we only have a couple minutes left. And so before we go, I'm gonna go back over. If you would like to get any of my books, remember, please, Dedicated Handbook for Coven Life, for all you witches out there on your first year, whether you're solitaire or coven. And of course, my favorite mojo recipes. I love these recipes. And
Best cookbook out there.
and the guide to the witch's season of the dead. This is all about learning how to communicate with dead folks during the season, using honor, reverence, and respect. This is not about mediumship. Slightly different subject, all right? And you guys know I'm going to tell you hoodoo in the Psalms. I talked about it earlier. I was pointing out right over there is where I wrote it. And of course, the big book, Crossroads Witchcraft. If you're wanting to know about my type of witchcraft, what the House of Witchcraft does, this is the ingredients. I am so proud of this book. It's got all the good information. You're going to use it over and over because it has the list, the associations, and those little tidbits of knowledge that you want. All right, witches, I want to thank all y'all joining. First, let me see. You want to check and make sure we don't have any comments left?
Will do.
And I just want to thank all of y'all for joining me. And you know I want you to hit that subscribe button, please. And I'm going to have Papa give me one little bit of wine before we end.
It says if I'm not used to using dark magic, is it okay to still do a sour jar? I'm not used to doing dark magic regularly.
Yes, you got to start somewhere, honey. I mean, there's a first time for every time. But if you're doing a sour jar, you need to make sure your intent and your reasoning is sound. All right? If you're willing to put that energies out there and you just work it, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And I don't see any other questions, just lots of love, and this is awesome. And so, yeah, we'll have to keep doing this, man.
Anybody want to sit?
We are in the coming year, part of the 2021. That's what we're talking about. We're going to have opportunities. We're looking at going live once a month. Me having guests on and you having an opportunity to ask questions, interact with us, find out more about what we got going on. I am so enjoying this, witches. You have opened up a whole world to me. And like I keep saying, I just want to thank y'all. I really do. Okay.
We have one guest coming.
And oh, you want to come sit here and say hello?
We'll see.
Looks like we got a guest. She's
Papa's
Papa's making her. Y'all can't see. Y'all are off camera. Papa made her come over here and sit down and talk to me.
My client.
We're gonna have to blame Papa for it and everything else. Papa done made her, told her she had to come over here and sit down and say hello in the camera. Say hello in the camera, Coretta.
Hello.
Come on, Coretta.
Hello. My name is White Truck, and I've been doing Nico for over 20 years, and he has been such a great help for me. And this is my old friend that I haven't seen in 5 years. And so I count it all joy to just be here today to share my experience with Papa Nico. When I joined Papa Nico 20 years ago, and he helped me to become very, very successful. He opened my spiritual journey up. And ever since then, everything has been good for me. I have grown so much spiritually. And I'm still yet growing spiritually. So I always take it as a privilege and an honor to come in and sit down and talk with him and continue to learn. I'm always open. I'm always open for great channels and learning something new. So once again, he is a very successful man in every way. If you need help with any types of work, he is the one to get the job done.
Damn, you're good. She's gonna take my job away from me. That's what you're gonna do. You're looking hot.
Yes.
You really are.
How are you?
I'm doing great, but I just love your energy, Credit.
Feel good.
You look good.
Oh, I couldn't wait to see you.
Okay, huh?
I couldn't wait to
Are we
see
gonna gossip?
you. No, we gonna embrace.
We ain't gossiping. What's it about?
Oh, we gonna gossip something good.
He's like, oh, let me mute him. Get him out of here. Seriously though, how are you doing?
How about yourself?
I'm blessed.
You look good.
I'm blessed.
I love the hair.
and everything. I know I got the hair.
I see all these colors, beautiful. I need to wear a lot of colors.
Going out to California, I guess, is what just opened up the world.
Just opened up, right?
Yeah, there was a whole world out there we didn't know about. We were sitting up behind the counter.
Well, what are you saying? I need to get out and
Yeah.
explore some.
You do. There's a lot of good folk out there.
A lot of people.
Really good folk. Going to California, I grew a lot, but at the same time, I mean, I'm planning on coming home here in the next year too. I love it. It was a great opportunity, but this is my dirt. And
This is yours?
yeah, I want to come home.
Okay, wait
It's nice
see
to
you.
visit.
Nice to visit.
It's nice to visit. All right, witches. Thank y'all so much for joining us this afternoon. It has been an absolute pleasure, and we will see you next year, really next week after the first of the year, which is, you know that. All right. Y'all have as bright of a blessed day as I'm having, and you know that never changes. It's always the same. Amen. Blessed be. Ashe and Avovo.